What was expected to be a swift and controlled US air operation is now facing unexpected resistance. Reports and claims emerging from Iran's sources suggest that a new air defense weapon called the Majid may be changing the air war dynamic. While the system is being described as silent, short-range missile designed to target the low-flying aircraft and the drones, without even rescue helicopters. While these claims are still being verified, the narrative around this that the weapon is growing faster than expected. According to Iranian defense messaging, the Majid missile system is built to operate without the traditional radar emission. Yes, it means it's almost undetectable. Instead of relying on the radar tracking, the system is believed to be only electro-optical and infrared sensors. That means it may detect the air by heat signature rather than radar reflection. If true, it would make it harder for Air Force warning systems to detect the launch time. This is important because many US aircraft just depend on the radar warning receivers on the alert of the pilots that alert the pilots about the incoming threats. A missile that does not emit any strong radar and basically the signals reduces the reaction time, and that could create dangerous conditions, especially for the aircrafts flying low on the altitude. Iranian media claims that this system has already forced American aircrafts to change the flight patterns. Some reports even suggest that close air support jets also rescue the missions that could be at risk. Aircrafts like F-15, which often perform the strikes and escort missions, and the A-10 designed for the low-altitude battlefield support, would now normally rely on the terrain flying and countermeasures. Well, now, a passive detection missile system challenges both of those advantages. However, it is important to note that there is no independent confirmation and any aircraft being shot by the system. Yet, defense analysts say that the claims often appear during the periods of tension. Still, the technology itself is only impossible. Well, similar passive tracking systems exist in the modern air defense and basically the networks around the world. So if deployed in the large numbers, the systems like Majid could create layered air defense zones. And these zones are harder to suppress, and detect because they do not constantly emit the radar signals. Pilots may not know where the threat is until they're launched. And then, this forces aircrafts to fly higher and use more fuel to reduce the missions of the effectiveness. Another concern is the rescue operations. Combat search and the rescue helicopters typically fly low and slow, and that makes them vulnerable for the short-range missile systems. So if these systems are mobile and hidden, rescue missions become more risky. With that being said, military experts say that the modern air warfare is shifting towards the disrupted threats. Now, instead of relying only on the large radar battlefields, batteries, and the countries are now developing smaller, mobile, harder to detect launchers. And this complicates the air superiority missions and increases the uncertainty for shaking forces. Well, for now, the real battlefield impact of the Majid remains unclear, but the messaging itself shows how the air defense is evolving. Even the perception of the undetectable missile can actually change the tactics, slow operations, and increase cautions. Well, here the key takeaway is very simple. Where fully proven or not, systems like Majid highlight a new phase of modern warfare.